All right, you guys, this video is just going to be for all smashers. I see this happen quite often. Happens more often in the lower skill spectrum and not as often in the higher skill spectrum, but let's just get into it. These are going to be three mistakes that I see happen all the time. You guys do this way too much, man. Let's just get into it. These are not in any order, so let's get it. Number one, some of y'all are way too impatient out of the corner and are way too aggressive out of the corner. Okay, so here's the thing, you guys. Character matchups definitely matter, and your percent also matters too. But if you're in the corner, generally speaking, you are at a disadvantage. When you're at a disadvantage state, when you're coming out of the corner, you don't want to force your way out because you're very likely going to be taking more damage or you're going to be playing into your opponent's game. So for example, one thing is players will try and dash attack out of the corner depending on what character you use. Or they'll try, I see Falcons, they'll try and nair out the corner. So I'll see Mars, they'll be swinging away out of the corner and next thing you know, they're getting shield grabbed and they're taking more percent. Pick your engagements. And the key word here is really to reposition. I'm always a big advocate for just repositioning and being more patient and waiting for that opening. So the number two, the thing I see often is players will try and aerial on the way down. So like say you're getting juggled and you're on the descent down and you're trying to get your footing or you're trying to land on a platform or just land anywhere. And players will try and down air or they'll try an aerial on the way down. Like for example, if you play more floaty characters, you have a little bit more leniency when it comes to how you pick your fights vertically. And characters like Peach or Samus can opt for trades that can be favorable for them. So again, it doesn't apply for all characters and all matchups, right? We're just talking general, but again, in general, if you're above your opponent, you are at a disadvantage. So again, it's another one of these concepts of just like repositioning and learning how to pick your engagements. And the last thing I see happen often, now this one's a little bit, it's not as like surface level. This happens a little bit more towards the lower skill spectrum, which is that players will compound mistakes. So a player will make an error and then it's very likely that they might make another error in the next 2 to 3 interactions or 2 to 3 inputs or something. It's something like that. Smash is a very human game, and so what I notice is that players, they might get flustered or they might fixate on the fact that they just messed up and then they lose their focus in the next moment. And then it's in that moment that they're prone to mess up again. And so it's just, I see this happen where it's like they'll miss a wave dash or something, right? They'll get like full horizontal air dodge. And then next thing you know, they miss their DI on puff up throw and then they get rested or something. Or they just get the worst DI of their life or something and they just get thrown away. And it was just because they're not actually fully focused in every moment. They're giving attention to the fact that they just made a mistake in like the last moment or the last couple of moments or whatever. Better players can kind of shrug off when they make an error or a mistake, and they can continue playing in that flow where they're sort of always retaining that focus. But lower level players have noticed is that they'll get very flustered or they'll lose their focus and composure because they messed up, and then they kind of mess up again. And it's just sort of this thing where it's like when you make a mistake into another mistake, you put yourself in a really bad position. Don't try to live in the past where it's like, I understand that you just messed up, but this game is so fast that keeping your flow is sometimes really important. And when you fixate on your error, then you're not really in the moment, if that makes any sense. So that's the video. If you guys got some value out of it, throw me a like. You guys already know what to do. Let's get it. Let's go. See you guys in the next video. Peace.